Welcome to the Viking 74 having its world premiere here at Fort Lauderdale. If you're a fish, look away now because this thing will get you. It replaces the 72, which was a very popular model, but it's brand new from the keel up with a bigger cockpit, a bigger Flybridge. It's also the fastest Viking they've ever built with a top speed of 45 knots. It's a milestone for us as well because this is the first Viking tour on the channel. So for us Europeans, this will be a voyage of discovery. This is the biggest name in sports fishing. In this video, we're going to show you why. I'm Jack Haines. Welcome to YachtBuyer. If you're watching this video because you like Vikings, welcome to the channel. We'd love it if you subscribed. Hit subscribe, hit the bell icon. You'll never miss another of our videos. Let's get on with the tour. Right, let's talk about the cockpit, shall we? This is obviously a pretty important area on a boat like this. It's 10 inches longer than the 72, so there is lots of space around here. Obviously, the main focus is this gorgeous release marine fighting chair. It's almost unthinkable that this could be covered in gallons of fish juice, but it's a work of art. It's also incredibly functional. Somewhere to sit and fight the fish. You've got a prep table behind it, rod holders, cup holders. It's absolutely gorgeous. Incidentally, if you don't want that, you can have completely open space. You can have a table as well, but I'd say this is the reason you buy this type of boat, so you're going to see these things on most of them. Right in front of that, you've got this 122 gallon or 555 litre, if you're from my neck of the woods, bait well, but you can also use that as storage. It's all drained out, it's all lined, very flexible space, but it's really nice and deep right here in the transom. Fish boxes on either side. This one, they open up really easily. Obviously, you've got split hatches, all lined out, drained as well. As I said, you have them on either side of the cockpit, but just look at these hatches. The quality is absolutely stunning. There's the stuff on top is nice, but the stuff underneath is equally nice as well. Either side, this is just really good storage space. Cleaning gear in here, but yeah, really useful. Goes down a long way as well, so that's very handy. And of course, goes without saying, rod holders are dotted absolutely everywhere. Here in these beautiful teak combings, up here on the tuna tower, so you can really easily stow your rods. You can see you've got them down on either side of the chair as well. Behind here, this is the ice box. So ice is produced in the engine room and fed through into this area. So you can obviously keep drinks in there, bait, fish, whatever. It's a really flexible space. Above those, tackle drawers where you can keep all your tackle nice and neatly tucked away underneath that seat. Actually, I love that seat. This is a nice spot to sit. You're high up, fully protected from this combing here, and there's air conditioning as an option, so it's lovely and cool underneath this overhang. There's more over here as well. Before we get to those seats, let's just talk about what's on the base of the mezzanine. This is engine room access. There's a door here as well. You can get to the engine room from inside. We'll look at that in a moment, but that is really easy to get down there quickly if you need to. Bait trays, the freezers as well. Again, excellent access to those. And then another big, deep fridge, freezer, ice box, all drained out. Again, it can all be used as storage, cooling space, whatever. It's super flexible and all very easy to get to. And then you can get back onto the mezzanine through these steps. And this is like the observation deck. While people are fighting fish in the cockpit, you can sit here in the shade with these blowers, putting air-conditioned air down onto me. Cup holder here, beer in hand. This would be such a great place to be when you're out watching the action down in the cockpit. Nice that there's a screen up here as well, so you can have navigation. You can have the sonar up here as well, so you can see what the guys are doing with the sonar up top. Other thing I need to mention, this is really important, actually more important on a boat like this than pretty much any other type of boat we review. Seakeeper. You have a Seakeeper 26 or a Seakeeper 40. The chair swings across and then this entire hatch down here lifts up, and they can replace a Seakeeper in 4 hours if they need to. They've really thought about having to look after these things. They're fantastic. They need some maintenance. It's not buried away in the engine room. It's down here, very accessible. The other thing is they can be a bit noisy. Great to have it this far away from the accommodation. It's a wonderful space. Let's head to the Flybridge. Right, up to the Flybridge. This is another area that's been improved over the 72. They've raised this console to give more elevation from the helm. Obviously it improves the view forward, but also means I can turn around and I can really easily see what's going on down in the cockpit. Let's start with what's in front of me first. It's such a commanding position. You are right in the middle of this boat. very high up. You've got this wonderful Helm console finished in the varnished teak with the beautiful stainless steel wheel, and something you don't really see very often, which is the throttles on either side of the console. But it just works. You're not fiddling with little throttles on the same side. You've got really good, powerful control of these throttles, and of course, when they're right down, you're going to be charging along at 45 knots, cruising at 37 knots with a range of 500 nautical miles. Just frankly unbelievable numbers for a boat of this size. It's a really clean dash arrangement. You don't want distractions when you're at sea, when people are fishing. You need to be able to concentrate, so everything's hidden away if it needs to be. But on both sides, these flaps pop up, give you access to comms, your control screens. You've got those on both sides, they're identical as well, so you've got help from your navigators on either side and they have equal access. 3 MFDs in the middle with a mix of the sonar, navigation and cameras as well, but of course they're completely configurable, and then just your MTU controls down there. Up above my eye line, I've got a suite of Garmin screens, so I'm not having to sort of look down, distract myself. I can just glance up, I can check depth, speeds. Again, it's Garmin stuff, so you can have whatever you want up there, and this disappears up into the coaming when you don't want to have it there. This is very cool as well, and just the sort of thing you're not going to get, you know, on your average cruising boat. And this is omnidirectional sonar. It's a cost option. It drops down 14 inches beneath the boat's hull, and somebody will be using this all the time when you're out fishing, scanning the water underneath the boat, whether you're looking for reefs, bait, or even big game. But you know, this is really high-end, high quality stuff, and you've got fantastic control of it here. The fact you can move around with it as well, you can sit in the seat, you can stand and look aft, you're not tied to looking down to a console. That's just a brilliant bit of kit, and then you can stash it back neatly underneath the helm. Great stuff. Now there's more overhead set into the hardtop here. These are for your teaser reels, so you'd have teasers out to try and attract the big game, and you can control these right from the helm station. Obviously these are mounted to the outriggers. You can deploy them, you can bring them in, you can also adjust them, all from the touch of a button above your head. And this is a nice feature. You're going to be looking after a lot on this boat because you're going to be spotting what's going on down in the cockpit instead of having to twist and look at the screens here and up there. I've got another Garmin screen right here, again just above my eye line. They make it so easy for the person on the controls to be able to see what they're doing, both see what people are doing and also what's going on around the boat. The functionality is outstanding, but it's a living space as well. Mustn't forget that. It is a Flybridge after all, so it's lined with seating space. They've added backrests now, so you can sit facing aft and sit facing forward. These are lovely, comfortable seats. What a place to be when the boat is charging along. But they're also hiding a huge freezer too, so there's even more cooling space under there. That is a really big void. Nice to see the cup holders set in there and on either side as well. Big cup holders as well. And these are fridges, freezers as well, however you want to use them. Whether you want to use food for humans to eat or food for fish to eat. It's a great space. There's another option as well though. This is the convertible. You can have a sky lounge. So this becomes sort of an extension of the interior, fully enclosed helm, another saloon seating area aft, and you can have an option to have another driving position on top of that as well. And let's not forget the tuna tower. Up these ladders, right to the top, the very top of the tower, so you can spot from up there. You can also drive the boat from up there, and I think you'll be pretty pleased at that point you've got a seakeeper fitted. Let's head inside. Actually, before we head inside, let's go forward, because often the foredeck and side decks are ignored on this type of boat because it doesn't look like there's much going on. Now don't get me wrong, it feels precarious. There are no railings here, these are quite narrow, the tow rails aren't very high, but you have got this rail which runs all the way around, and of course you've got the outrigger to cling onto as well. So moving forward it isn't too bad. If you're out at sea rolling around a bit, it would feel a bit precarious, but in a marina it's fine. Obviously in terms of fenders, you're going to be hanging those off the cleats. Now some owners will want to fish off the bow. You can have railings put in if that's the case. And the other thing is, if you want to carry a tender, you'll do that up there as well. They'll put chocks up there in a crane so you can lift the tender on and off. So there is more functionality up there potentially than maybe first meets the eye. Let's head inside. From the business end where the fish fighting goes on into the gloss walnut sanctuary of this saloon. The air conditioning is glorious in here, but there is this real separation between the chaos potentially of what's going on out there and how serene and comfortable it is inside this lovely saloon space. When you first come through the door, This is where they've put the day head, which makes a lot of sense. You can come right up here if you've been fishing or swimming, and you're not going to traipse through the boat, you're straight in there, and it's all very easy. They've also got another screen up here right by the door again with all the digital switching, so you don't have to go too far into the boat to use that if you don't want to. On the starboard side, we've got this really comfortable seating area, and it does feel very homely in here, and the layout lends itself to that. And we can just take a moment to appreciate the quality of the woodwork. There are two options. This is the gloss walnut. There's a satin walnut as well, but there's a real luster to this, and see how it's all grain matched as well. You can see the horizontal grain matching. It's absolutely gorgeous. The detailing, especially in the galley, is lovely. And this is a bar area of sorts. There's bottle storage down here, storage down there as well, and this is where the television pops up from too. It's a nice big flat screen opposite the sofa. And then moving forward underneath the dinette, there's rod storage. Really sensible use of space. This nice big drawer, slides open, you've got the clips in here so you can hold the rods in place safely, and you can stow them away nice and neatly, and they're not too far away from the cockpit either. This is your internal dinette. It's not enormous, you know, you could probably get 4 adults around here pretty comfortably, but you have got the bar as well. You can see you've got the bar stools. So you can eat up here, make it a breakfast bar, make it a drinking bar. It's really quite versatile. And this is a proper seagoing galley, especially in this arrangement, because there are two versions. You have this almost enclosed galley, or you can have an island version where you lose this, so you can walk all the way around the island. That's a bit more homely, a bit like the sort of kitchen you'd find in a house, but you lose a little bit of seating with that one. And I talked about the detail in the galley. These are all wood-fronted Sub-Zero fridge drawers. You can make them fridges or freezers, but the handles are absolutely gorgeous. The work that's gone into those. Usually these are big sort of unsightly metal clips. They're hidden on this, but you've still got the lovely big drawer underneath. And it's packed with storage elsewhere as well. Down below here or at eye level, again, you pick up the grain matching and the covers that hide this microwave up here, induction hob, sink, and yeah, this is a really good example of how nice that woodwork is. And they've added strip lighting as well. A little bit gloomy maybe on the previous model. You've got the spotlights, but you've also got these nice strip lights that add light but also draw you through the boat. Last thing up here, there's another TV mounted up on the wall above the dinette. Forward, this is essentially utility space at the moment, but as you can see, it's also set up to be another berth. And this is a big, it's actually really big. It runs a long way across the beam. At the moment, really good for storage, utility services, but yeah, not bad as an ad hoc cabin if you need it. And the rest of the cabins are downstairs. The standard arrangement in terms of accommodation is 4 cabins, all with their own bathrooms, but you can boost that to 5 if you really want to maximise sleeping space. When you first come down here, there's another running stairs to the crew space and into the engine room. We're going to look at that at the end of the tour. Through this door, you have your stack of wash dryer. Nice and convenient that it's between the crew space and the guest passages. And then in the guest passages, there's some storage here as well. These are relatively deep lockers just to put odds and ends in. And again, it feels quite homely. You've got the lighting here, the artwork on the wall. It's quite a narrow passageway though, because you have got stuff on both sides, as we're going to discover. This is just a storage cupboard where they've got the hoover. You can put your cleaning supplies in there. And then here on the starboard side, we arrive at the master. Not full beam, because obviously you've got the passageway over on that side, but still a very nice space. Very easy to move around the bed, totally flat floor. Head heights are well over 6 feet in here, and storage is excellent. There's a big cupboard over on that side, exactly the same over on this side, and you'll see we've got the same ebony detailing that you have up in the saloon. That looks really nice. 65-inch television up on the wall, and as well as drawer storage underneath the bed, the entire mattress lifts up as well, and there's big deep storage underneath there. So if you're staying on board for long excursions, you have plenty of place to put your kit. There's a little bureau over here with yet more storage, and a pretty good bathroom as well. It's not enormous, but there's some clever tricks in here. They've mirrored the ceiling, so there's an impression that it's much higher than it is, and there is room to have a separate shower cubicle. Onwards to the guest cabins. Continuing forward, there's something a bit special through that door. We're going to get to that in a moment. This is just drawer storage in here. And then on the starboard side, we come to the bunk guest cabin. You can see a pair of bunks, very well specified for kids, but you know, still spacious enough for adults to sleep in here if they need to. They've got storage behind as well, and a little TV mounted up on the wall, and actually a good size separate bathroom with a big shower cubicle. And again, it's got the same effect, the mirrored ceiling. So they're trying to make the most of the space. You don't get much natural light down in these interiors. However, there is some in the VIP cabin, because this is the one space that's got an escape hatch, so you have got a hatch overhead, bringing in some natural light and offering some ventilation as well. Of course, it's all air conditioned, so you're not going to worry too much about natural ventilation. It is still nice and bright in here though. helps that the ceilings are so tall, and actually there's some different arrangements in here. You can have this queen size berth that we've got, again, nice storage underneath, or you can have bunks in here as well, just offering a bit more flexibility. If you've got big numbers of people sleeping on board, again, storage is very well thought about. You've got eye level lockers over there, thin but very tall lockers on either side. The television is mounted up here, and you've got nice shelves either side as well, so you can put your devices up there and know that they're not going to slide around. It's a nice space. Now, let's go and have a look in that little secret cupboard. Now, this room perfectly encompasses what this boat is all about, because down here, amongst the guest accommodation, is the tackle room. Somewhere to store all the fishing equipment where it's going to be safe, neat, tidy, clean. It's even air conditioned. Space up here for your large reels for big game fishing, tuna, marlin, that type of thing. Game fishing on this side, king mackerel, dorado. You've got auto reels so you can load your lines down here really easily. 2 big storage drawers as well for other bits of tackle and equipment. And this, incidentally, if you don't want this room, which I think most people are going to want, can be the 5th cabin if you want even more sleeping space. But surely this is the way you've got to go. And of course, you've got to have someone to look after all this stuff as well. So let's head to the crew accommodation. Now, many owners will run this boat themselves, but some may want a captain and a guide, and this is probably where they sleep. But that said, it doesn't feel like a crew space. It's directly off the guest accommodation for a start, and the level of finish is exactly the same as the other cabins. These bunks are the same size as the guest ones forward. Frankly, there's even more storage because you've got this nice big unit here, and the fit and finish is identical. It's also got its own private bathroom. So this is a really useful extra guest cabin as well as a space for crew to stay. And it's good for crew because it also connects directly to what is an absolutely stunning engine room. Now, as we saw in the cockpit, you can get to the engine room via the mezzanine, but that's a really easy access point as well. Very good to be able to get there from the interior. And what a space this is. If I just come between the engines, because the level drops down a bit, so it's easier for me to stand up. Yes, at 6 foot tall, I can just about stand up in here. This thing I just maneuver my way around, that is the omnidirectional sonar that I mentioned up at the bridge. So that drops down about 14 inches below the hull, and you can look all the way around the boat, and you can run with that up to 10 knots with it deployed. So watch out, fish, they're going to get you. The rest of this space, it is absolutely sparkling in here. It's finished in what they call all grit, the paint in snow white. It couldn't be brighter, but that means it's so easy to spot any inconsistencies, any leaks throughout this space, and it looks lovely as well. These massive MTU engines, these are the biggest ones you can fit. There are 7 engine options in total, ranging from a combined 3,100 to 5,200 horsepower, which these are combined. That's where you get that top speed of 45 knots. But despite their size, they're easy to inspect. You can get to both sides of them. It's not too hot in here either. It's a very warm day here in Florida, but still the temperatures aren't too bad down here. Either side of this engineway, you've got a pair of 29 kilowatt generators. It's also got, as an option, something called a clear line system, where they run chlorinated water through the plumbing so you don't get algae growing inside the pipes. They really do think about the engineering side of these things. They're designed to be bulletproof. They're going to be offshore for long periods of time, heavy weather. They need to be good, reliable, easy to look after, and yes, it certainly feels that way down here. Where else to finish up this tour but in the fighting chair? And we're fortunate to tour a good number of $10 million-ish yachts on this channel, but few are so laser focused on this one. This is totally zoned in on catching fish. Not only that, when you're not doing that, you have a very luxurious interior to enjoy as well. And the quality of engineering is absolutely through the roof. Seriously capable machine. You might think, well, it should be. They've been building boats like this forever. They are the market leader. They sold 75 72s. You've set a precedent. It's hard to improve that formula, but I'd say they're probably going to do pretty well with this one as well. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the Viking 74 convertible. Thank you for watching that tour of the Viking 74 convertible. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, this would be a great time to subscribe. You can do that by going up there, and I'll show you some of the other stuff we do on YachtBuyer, some tours up here and some sea trials down here. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Jack Haines. This is YachtBuyer.